Jabril.
Hi, I'm Zahra.
And
We are Life of a Londoner.
We are a podcast that talks about different issues, and we have a guest with us today. Her name is Yasmin, and she's going to be just here speaking to us about, is that your time in London?
Yeah, Yasmin, would you like to introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, my name is Yasmin.
Yep.
I am a Londoner, born and raised. I work for the anti-tribalism movement, as we know, as part of this podcast. And I'm the youth engagement lead, so I basically do all of the youth engagement stuff, which could be things like hosting events, projects, workshops like Lead and Be Led, social action campaigns like this podcast. Been there for 4 years. Kind of fun.
You're like a veteran in the field.
Do you know what I mean?
So how did you start working with ATM?
I was actually part of Lead and Be Led.
Just like us?
I was like you guys. I was part of the program when I was in my final year of university. And I had a really great time. And then there was a job opening, so I was like, let me just apply.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was very scary because it was my first ever full-time job.
Oh, your first big girl job.
Kind of job, you know?
Yeah.
But it was a very fun experience, I think, easing into it. Because I went from being a young person who was doing young people stuff, like I was being supported, to being the person now doing the supporting.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously still being supported by ATM for writing anything, obviously, but it was interesting. And I like it. It's kind of fun.
How was that transition from being somebody who was being led to now leading people?
It was alright, you know. I'm being dramatic because it's as part of the program. Part of the program is to develop skills to become a leader and then create a social action campaign to demonstrate your learnings, your leadership, cascade your learnings, and kind of be community leaders in your own way. Like this podcast is a way for you guys to kind of lead conversations.
Mm-hmm.
So I just went from doing that as a young person to just doing that in the workplace, and that's kind of what the program is about anyways. You have to learn how to lead in anything you do. So if it's your first job, if it's in school and life, one of the outcomes is to be able to be confident to deal with situations, any situation as a leader. So it was fun. I feel like I'm living proof of being led.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about what we're doing, what did you end up doing for your social action campaign?
So we did ours on, it was on, we recognised that there isn't a lot of BAME leaders in, well, there are obviously like people who lead, but like in national leadership positions in public sector, also things like in healthcare, education, like your principals, who's on the board of education, who's in the justice system, you know, like people, like we know that we're the ones who are most disproportionately affected by policing.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go to court, when you those who are making the rules, they're not black. Well, there are, but it's a very small percent, like a tiny percentage.
So you guys are basically pushing for that.
Yeah, so we got different people from different sectors, those who have achieved a lot, to kind of speak about their experience, why it's important for young people to actually consider those leadership positions, not just, you know, going into the field, but also thinking about in 10 years' time, what I want to be. I'm 18 right now, but when I'm 28, I could be a head of if I'm a teacher. I could be a vice principal. I could be anything really. I could be a business person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you take it as a life skill basically.
Yeah. It's always achieve high and aim high, be very aspirational.
You doing what you do. What's your favorite part about like what you do, your job?
Oh, that's a really good question. I think there's two things. Because it's working with young people, I get to meet a lot of fun people like you guys. Fun time.
Thank you.
But also kind of having an idea and making it come to life. So especially with social action campaigns like this podcast, it was an idea, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm recording and then it's gonna go live. That's crazy. But then also I think the experiences. So there's times where from what my observations are, working with young people, working with BAME young people, just being a member of the community, kind of advocating for people like me, and the importance of our voices and them, and actually going into spaces and saying this is what we need, this is what you need to do, and kind of helping influence policy. You know, I think it was last year I got to speak at you know, the mayor's office.
Yeah.
It was for like this policy for like planning and regeneration, and I was part of a group of community members who were making a policy brief, I think, on what we need for space. So things like we need more youth clubs, we need more play areas for young people, stuff like that. And yeah, so it was me and a bunch of other organisations who were part of that. And then it got submitted to the London Assembly, and they actually used part of that of the work to be like, okay, let's actually get the people who did the research inside and advocate, and let's hear their voices, and let's see if we can actually influence planning and regeneration. So I got to speak on
That's so
London.
cool.
It was lit. I can't lie.
Yeah.
It was very, very scary, but it was fun. Like, that's not something that I would have done had I not, you know, taken part of the program, started working here, you know. And I've realised as well, especially another thing is, you know, when people, when they do the program and they come together, they're like, oh, it really made a very big impact on me. Like, I know there was one girl, my first ever group, this was in 2019, and she's a lovely girl. But I remember she was quite quiet in the workshops, and then I think it was like a year or so, she contacted me and she was like, I need to see you. And I'm like, why? She was like, I just want to thank you, you literally changed my life. Like, if it wasn't for this program, I wouldn't have gone, because what part of the program is to also share opportunities and events that are happening in London. And so she literally would go to everything that I would submit and send to people, and then she was like, I got to get mentored by a PM. I got to be a student head in my school. And now I'm working for civil service. Like, you literally, like, I wouldn't have thought about doing these things had I not joined the program. Had you not, like, literally, like, she's like, I'm like, nice. Like, I love this for you. This is what I want to hear. But she's like, you literally changed my life. And I was like, oh my god. So it's just kind of seeing how the program impacts people as well, and how important it is, especially as an NGO, to kind of create opportunities for people, because we always say if we don't do it ourselves, it's not do it for us, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very, very fun. And I've learned there's so much to do in London.
Yeah.
There's so much to do.
Yeah, you working with BAME and those people, they obviously have cultures and traditions. So how do you keep your culture and tradition alive in a place like London?
That's a very hard question.
Wow, that was amazing.
That's a great question. I had a conversation with someone in my family the other day about, actually, because I was like, you know, I'm London through and through. I'm a Somali girl. I've never been to Somalia, fortunately. I mean, the language a bit. It's a love-hate relationship we have going on. But I think we've kind of created our own culture here, in a way. Yeah. I think growing up, especially in London, it's such a diverse area. Like, anywhere you go, you're going to find loads of different people, loads of different communities. And I think nowadays there's a saying where it's like people that are diaspora now, they've established their own culture in their areas, but also it's like a mixture of both, like a hybrid.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's a hybrid. Obviously, it is very important to, you know your roots, where you came from, because that's literally who you are. But how can you champion that, I think? And I think working here, especially because I work in a place where I'm always around a lot of Somali people, I've learned so much about my culture that I wouldn't have known. Even when I was at university, like, I was in my Somali society. Yeah. That's fun. I was actually president, which is fun.
Really?
Yeah, I was president.
Wow.
Yeah, my friend we were co-presidents. But before university, before working for this organisation, I knew like one other Somali person that wasn't my family member, or two. Really? Yeah, I didn't know them Somalis.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. But I think it's the answer is you have to just keep on learning, reading, meeting different people, understanding people's stories, where they come from. Talk to your families, talk to the elders in your families, talk to people who have the same experiences as you, your friends, even those who aren't from the same country as you or have the same religion as you, because they probably have a similar story or they have something similar to say. Yeah. A lot of the experiences are shared.
Keeping the topics on Somali, have you guys seen the Somali girl that was doing the 100 meters?
Oh my god, please. Like,
I just had to, but like,
I thought she was kind of cool.
I like the way she skipped it off.
She skedaddled over the line.
Actually, she's so carefree, man. Good for her.
That kind of confidence in my life.
No, but the thing is, she was chosen instead of the actual runner.
So what happened with that?
Basically, the runner got replaced by her because she's the niece of something to do with the sports head of Somalia.
Oh, okay.
So that's literally the only reason why she went. Once on Brighton is on like running, Somali boy actually got through to the finals.
Oh, really?
For I think 1,500.
Well, long distance running.
Yeah, he kicked.
Wow.
Yeah,
tried, right?
Yeah. I just saw it.
Is it in the same?
Yeah, no, in the same like tournament, he got through.
Yeah.
Best of both worlds, like.
Yeah, did you see the video Mo Farah made about the girl on TikTok?
Yeah. Ooh, did you see the video she made after that?
No way, she made a video, she responded. No way, I haven't seen
She
that.
didn't respond to Mo Farah, but she just made a general like.
A video.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I saw that.
What'd she say?
What was she saying?
She was saying something like, I was in pain, nobody was hurting. And she was also
Really?
saying like, you guys deserve people to run for you. Something like
Yeah,
that. Mine's very bad, so.
Wait, she said.
At the end of the day, I think she was like, I don't think there's anyone else that could like, you know what I'm trying to say? So she was really trying to like own her spot.
And I say you guys should be grateful.
Yeah,
So
I think
we
she's
have
running
to
again,
run
you know.
for
Again?
I think she's running again. I'm not sure. I was hearing she's running again.
I mean, I know she broke a world record
Yeah.
Yes.
for the slowest 100
Anyway,
meter
it's still
race.
something though. A record, exactly. A win is a
The
win.
thing
What
is,
is the win?
I don't think that's a record you want under your name. 'Cause that's never getting like beaten. I don't know how the slowest world record is not gonna get beaten.
Yeah.
Because normally it's only meant to be the athletes that go, not a normal person.
Yeah,
but
it's like when you lied on your resume or your CV and you still got the job.
It's literally
She
like,
still ran the race.
Yeah, it's still got time.
it's like applying to go Oxford with 4s and 5s at GCSE level, and then they accept you.
But yeah, she owned it though. She's so lit. Like you can hate. Listen, like a lot of people are hating, yeah, but do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah.
she was so carefree about it when she towards the end. She she said, there was an interview beforehand, yeah, before she even did the race, and then it was like, she must have said she's doing a 10-meter race, so she thought she was doing 10 meters, and she said it in Somali. That's why everyone was laughing at her, saying like she must have got confused and stuff.
No, but you can't say she's valid when she finished
Yeah.
11 seconds off the winner. How is that even possible?
Yeah, that is shocking.
I'm pretty sure you could
I
probably.
think there is a good not moral, but there's a good story that comes from it. That anyone can be a runner.
Yeah, well, like,
If you really put your mind to it.
Yeah, no, because.
I don't think she put her mind to it. I think she
Yeah,
just
that is a good
I
point.
mean, if she practiced and trained for a long time,
Yeah.
maybe. But these
for
are,
a long time.
Yeah, like 10 years maybe.
The
Yeah.
part where I knew was like, yeah, that's wild, was, when she was, before she was racing, yeah, she was on the track thing imaging, yeah, and then she was looking around on the different races to see what they were doing before she could actually
You know, I thought she was gonna win it. I didn't see the video caption. I thought she was gonna win it because she pumped her chest up, which one it did it, and I wasn't paying attention to the races of the horses.
That
She
actually
has
must
to be
have been so
serious.
difficult
She
though.
practiced, or was
No,
that
no,
her first
completely
time? That was her
untrained.
first time.
Yeah.
Really?
joking.
Completely
So
untrained. That's what it said.
literally her first time ever running on the
Yeah.
track was.
Yeah, that the caption said, and it was by another Somali journalist. She said completely untrained,
Imagine.
and she got picked because of her connections.
I saw a reporter, yeah, and he said a well-fed Somali athlete, which was yeah,
That's a bit mean.
yeah.
That was actually it was.
That's all that's been on the news though. Actually no, but I saw the Donald Trump thing. Did you guys see what happened to
Oh
Donald Trump?
yeah, apparently he's beating all the charges.
What allegations?
He had like 500 charges.
Basically,
He beat them, so he's no longer.
He's beating. He's
No, I'm pretty sure no.
He's currently beating most of them.
I saw he got indicted for the 2020
There's so many.
for the 2020
Yeah, 2024.
elections. No, for the 2020 elections, he got indicted because he was trying to defraud the US government, and the whole US.
And he's running again for 2024. But the volume of support he's getting right now is absurd.
Yeah, do you think he's gonna win
Yes,
then?
even when
I
he
wouldn't
was
be surprised.
against Biden, the results were very close.
Yeah, it was.
You know what it is? It's the Republican states like Texas.
I don't look like the love he gets there is so insane.
Yeah,
Like-
make America great again.
Yeah, it's so. He goes he went to an MMA fight. He stood up, everyone started screaming. He went to another place, everyone started screaming. Like the people love
Because
it.
I think he's just trying to make America for Americans, right? And a lot
What
of
does that mean?
he's I don't know,
Yeah.
he's just yeah.
No, but the thing is,
What do you mean by that?
Yeah,
What
I
does
don't know,
that
he's very yeah. I
what
don't
do you
know.
mean by that?
I think the older generation will probably agree with.
No, but the thing is, he's also catering to the new generation in a thingy. He's saying that immigrants are gonna have a better chance of staying.
Oh, immigrants scapegoats in the US, scapegoats here. They hate him.
Have you guys seen the advert that's on the trains now?
What?
It's like I'm immigrant. It says immigrant. It has immigrant is written in white, but then the I am is written in purple. So it's I'm an immigrant, but I add to society. I do a lot of
Yeah,
things.
isn't it statistically proven that immigrants themselves, when they come to a different country, they get jobs, they get educated, they boost the economy.
That is true. Like even in this country,
Yeah.
that's right. A lot of like even Rishi Sunak trying to push for a lot more. I know he's saying don't come illegally. You know how he said the whole if you come illegally you'll never be able to come back into the country. But he still wants immigrants because a lot of blue collar jobs,
Yeah.
They're not being taken.
What's-
Blue collar jobs, you know, like construction and stuff.
Labor.
Oh.
Yeah, labor work. They're not being done by people of this country, because even in London, like our country, we're not productive like other countries compared to like Tokyo and stuff. You've seen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty clear.
What do you mean in terms of like the work ethic?
Yeah,
Or-
like
okay.
productivity wise. So like, we'll have a shift. Like not we, like you know, people in
Yeah.
like we'll have a shift, but we won't get as much done as.
I feel like
Why do you think that?
I have no
Actually,
clue.
I feel like it's because they think the pay is good, and they just do the like amount necessary. They don't go above or beyond for their job. Like, let's say a construction worker, he would go out his hours, probably piss about for like 2 hours, have a laugh, do his job, then go home, go back to his wife or something. And call it a day.
People that get paid on salary probably do a lot.
You know,
Yeah.
I think. Sorry.
Yeah, someone who works.
Oh yeah.
From my
yeah.
observation,
Mm.
not even just in terms of blue collar jobs, it's jobs in general. I think the pay doesn't reflect on the standard of living, cost of living. Right?
Yeah.
I remember last year I did a workshop. Yeah, this is really funny. I did a workshop, and then it was about like, what are your aspirations? What are your goals? Where do you want to be? And a lot of them were like, I don't work. I'm like, why? And they're like, well, you're working all these hours, and these are people who are like 16, 17. They're like, I can see my cousins, my parents, they work so hard, but the money isn't the same.
Yeah.
So I don't want to have to spend all this time, put all my energy and effort into something when I'm not going to be rewarded for it. And that is something that a lot of people feel like now as well, like inflation, all that kind of stuff.
So what are they trying to do as an alternative then?
I don't know, but it's an interesting point. Like, some people just don't want to work because they don't see the reason to work if they're not going to be making money. And I don't mean that in a problematic way. I mean it in the
You should be compensated for your
you
work.
should be compensated for your time. And even now, that's why there's little strikes. Like they're not
Yeah.
they're not getting the money that they should be getting. And even just the attitude to work is like, there's so many rules and there's so many things that you should be doing. I feel like as you get younger, people say the Gen Z, younger generations, they're a bit more defiant against the rules of working.
Yeah.
But because they're also realizing, I'm putting my time and energy into something.
Yeah, they're not gonna like stand up.
Yeah.
They're not gonna like put up with like the hassle of a job when they realize that's not worth it. For as long as like the older generations, because the older generations probably just care about the pay, but like the younger generations, they look at it from like a broader perspective rather than just pay.
I think it's the way you were raised, but I'm also very, very glad that there's a lot more transparency about how much somebody gets paid and how much it is.
There's
Yeah.
tracks everywhere now as well.
And plus, especially on like the company that employ them and stuff, because they're always treating their staff as like a cost instead of an asset.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? So yeah, I feel bad. I get where they're coming from. Like the less you want to go to work, the less you feel motivated to go to work, the less work you're gonna produce, the less like
Yeah.
yeah.
What's it called? In Wilco I know they're under legal trouble right now.
Yeah.
There's about 12,000 jobs at risk, I believe, because they're going under. I don't think they have the proper management to support it. Something along the lines of that. Don't take my word for
Yeah,
it.
but that's a good point, because I don't think I've seen a single person enter Walker since like 2012.
I love Wilco.
I don't know people actually shop there.
Yeah, I genuinely
Like, I've never stepped foot in a Wilco before my life.
I've
Really?
stepped foot, but I've never shopped there.
Yeah, like
2012,
back to
everyone
school
used to go
stuff.
there. Yeah, that's all I've seen, like 20,
Was
when I'm
it-
like year 5. Because I used to go get my haircut and Walker was across the street. I used to see a lot of people entering it.
Yeah.
Now it's like a ghost town in there.
Yeah, I saw on Twitter everyone was like, oh my god, no, Wilco. Like, I go there for my bits and bobs. Where
Yeah.
am I gonna find bits from now?
Yeah, I even BHS, British Home Store, right? I used to buy my mum used to buy my school uniform from there, and then it shut. What a day.
I would be
My
a
life.
Yeah.
BHS.
Yeah, British Home Store.
So is that what?
I think so.
Oh.
That's the thing.
Maybe I'm making it up. About
Probably.
BHS, yeah.
So wait, they just sell school clothes.
They sell a bunch of
It's
stuff.
everything.
It's basically like
It's like a cheaper version of M&S. You know, M&S is everything.
Yeah.
Do they have food in VHS? They don't have food in
I
there.
don't think so.
Okay.
So literally-
Clothes and things.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
God, you
fair
guys remember Debenhams?
Oh, yeah, my mum used to love that.
what happened to them? Did they
I think they're gone now. I don't
Debenhams
think
was
I've
bought
seen-
by Sports Direct, right?
And I don't think I've
Something along those lines.
What does it exist?
I just haven't seen
No.
anything from them.
Even
This is
House
so
of
cut
Fraser,
and
they in like Westfield.
Yeah.
That
Finally,
one.
for like 7 years of saying closing down there, I was so surprised.
You know, it's a tactic. It's a
it's an emergency.
yeah.
Yeah, but for like 7 years, I saw it, and one day when it was actually gone, I was like in disbelief.
Also, because that's just a quicker entrance into Westfield itself, and
Yeah.
I'm a bit lazy to walk
I
there.
have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
What shop closing down or going into administration would hurt your feelings? Like really get to you? Like a
Lidl.
loved one?
It's not London. I think
Bakery,
they're
British
like European
Okay.
German movie around there. Lidl would hurt my feelings.
The bakery, understandable, honestly.
No, sorry. There's Aldi versus Lidl. Which
I
one?
don't think I've ever went to an Aldi in my life.
Lidl.
I don't know what it is about Lidl. It's like, maybe it's nostalgia bias, but like, it's just, it's
Yeah.
always been there for me.
Also, I think they have the better slogan. Lidl on price.
Lidl on price.
Do you guys remember Netto?
Netto?
What is
I
that?
feel like you might have a TO for Netto.
Yeah.
It's like a Lidl.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
real.
We
Yeah.
closed down or something.
Yeah.
I think the people striked in the 1800s.
Huh?
Oh.
Excuse me.
Oh my.
Okay, no.
That one hurt me. Wow.
Do you remember it? Oh, wow. They're prehistoric.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, wait, no. Okay, oddly enough, I feel like the one shop I would have is Select Chicken.
What?
Interesting.
Basically, just a chicken shop right next to me, and their prices are so, like, hopefully they don't rise it now that I'm talking about it. But it's amazing.
Not really fan of snacks.
You know, it's the cost of living crisis.
The cost is it literally stayed the same price. I feel like I won something that I shouldn't have not won.
Yeah, you know what's so funny? Speaking of cost of living, like I went to get my favorite Chinese food, and it went from being £5 to £6.50. I was like, you know, fine, I could do £6.50. Now it's £7.
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah.
see that 50p increase? Was that needed?
Right? Even the one even just the £2 in itself, I'm sad.
Yeah, even at corner shops, chocolate is like £1.
Yeah, I don't think I've got.
£1.25.
Yeah, I don't think I've got Dairy Milk since they made it 125.
You know, like, I don't know what it is, yeah.
It looks off.
Yeah, the slight increase, you may think it's nothing, yeah, but then, like, it hurts you. It's like a slow killer.
You know,
Yeah.
because you always carry around. Let's say you had change, you'd carry around £1, not £1.25.
Yeah.
Or like 50p, and you have to, it's such a specific amount.
But I don't blame the businesses, though. It's because of the economy.
Yeah.
So, like, they have to raise their prices to make profit.
Do you think at some point it'll get like reversed and it'll go back into normal
Not anytime
prices?
soon.
I mean, I don't know if, does inflation, how bad does inflation affect the, this is a question for an economist or somebody who
Inflation
studies
would make it worse
economics.
though, because everyone will just have more money.
Sorry?
Because if, let's say inflation, actually no, I was thinking of inflation like money, like producing more money, then it would make it more
Have you
expensive.
worked, yeah, have you worked with any people like that in the workshops you've been across, like economists and stuff, that have maybe translate that to youth?
That's a great idea. I would love that actually.
Yeah.
Because even me, I'm confused. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't really understand what inflation really means. I just know that the money that people are making isn't enough to sustain them.
Yeah.
Things like rent prices. Oh my god, housing.
Yeah.
Food. A lot of people rely on food banks. I think there's way more people in poverty now. I think like I don't know if Britain's more. If there's more poor people than there are those who are well off.
Unemployed. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw this on the news. I think it was within the last week or 2 weeks or so. Oxford Street, which is probably London's most famous street. At night, once all the shops have closed, homeless people line the street and they sleep there.
Actually,
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Oh, because the lights on and stuff.
Yeah, they camp out there. I don't know if you've seen it. I hopefully have the correct
Why
street.
is it Oxford Circus specifically?
Oxford Circus, Oxford Street. I need to make sure that is the correct street, but I know it's like a famous street in London that they sleep on.
So sad.
Yeah.
You see homeless people everywhere now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember one time I landed in London on holiday and I forgot where I was, but I just saw so many homeless people and I was like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
This was during Theresa May's England.
There's
Not
an
anything changed,
interesting
but-
there's an interesting phenomenon called I forget, it's like a poison chalice, I believe, where if a company or a government or something along the lines of it is on the brink of collapse, they will swoop in and elect a woman as a leader, or for like a big company or something. I think it happened with Victoria's Secret, if I'm correct. The company was going through a bunch of changes and they were on the brink of collapse, and they introduced a new female CEO.
And then it would have saved it.
No,
Well,
she
why
was
did they do
brought in
that?
to fail.
Is it to make
A
it
lot
like
of
more
things.
diverse?
I don't know if it's about diversity or inclusion, but there's a lot of things. Yeah, scapegoat. I think
Definitely.
I think you could even see it with Liz Truss. I mean, I'm not a fan of her, and I do
She's
not
in,
want
like,
to defend
40
her.
days.
Did you guys see that lettuce? Was it a lettuce?
Yeah, lettuce out last time. There was a live stream
Yeah.
of a guy, and he like put a lettuce on. He was
Yeah.
like, "Let's see if Liz can beat this lettuce." The lettuce won.
She literally cost the government what 60 billion.
Yeah.
And the lettuce costs about 1 quid.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 quid at tops.
Imagine though, like 44 days, how you costing a whole country 60 billion? And by the way, you know, I think she's still getting paid now.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's...
Prime ministers still get paid.
Even after they.
Yeah, even after
She's
they.
getting that bag. She's
Also,
actually,
they're
wow.
knighted by they're knighted by the king or queen, so they all eventually become sirs and dames and ladies.
You know who else is
Is
nice?
that like a given?
Yeah,
For
pretty sure.
premises.
Yeah,
Damn.
like it's Sir Tony Blair now. It's not Tony Blair.
Guys,
Mm.
on
Yeah.
a lighter note, did you see England in the Women's World Cup?
Yes, they make me so happy every time I see them play. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up, but I've
Yeah.
been
I
watching.
only watched the highlights.
Yeah, here and there. What's it called? Lauren James.
She's amazing.
She's so
Yeah, she's
good.
got a
She's
heart.
insane. She just scored a
Yeah,
hat trick.
she's
People aren't as invested in women's football as they used to be. Because I feel like I
Yeah.
remember the Euros was last year. No one was really watching it.
It's skyrocketing.
And England won.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that was so under the radar. Because I remember I was like,
A
goals.
lot of people watched the final.
Yeah, a lot of people watched the
And
final
goals,
because England was in
everyone
it.
stopped playing football and we actually came and all watched it.
Oh.
And then we went back out to play football after.
I remember that. That made me laugh. People were going, the Lions couldn't bring it home, but the Lionesses did.
Wow.
So,
Yeah,
no, you
The
know
power of
I remember
women.
that.
that Euros final, like, it broke apart me. Because I was upstairs in the toilet when England scored. Everyone just screaming. I come down and we were 1-0 up and then we ended up losing on penalties.
Yeah.
Nah, but the World Cup so far, you said they're in the round of 16.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
playing Nigeria.
We're in play Nigeria.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
gonna be a
next
good
next
match.
week. That's gonna be a very tough match
Oof.
because it's just knockouts now. Now it was rooting for Nigeria.
Yeah.
Who did England play against before again?
I think. Did they play
Was
Kings?
it China?
Yeah, I
think
think it was
so.
China. Yeah, it was. I was going to say.
Yeah.
I don't want to get it
Yeah,
wrong.
but Morocco made it one on penalties.
Yes, Morocco made it through as well to the final 16. That makes me proud that they did it in the men's and now they're doing it in the women's World Cup as well.
Look, I think Morocco. It's either Morocco or no, it's USA, Morocco.
Do you even see Japan? Japan beat Spain
Japan's sick.
4-0.
Oh.
Barely anything.
Yo, barely any possession, barely
Yeah,
any
they only had,
touches.
like, 20 possession, 5 shots, and they only had like 1,000, no, like 450.
Wait, so they just play counter attack the whole game?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
they
scored
play on
4
defense.
They literally shot 4 times, scored 4 times.
Yo, they're
Wow.
marksmen.
They are.
We're marksmen.
Even Japan, you remember Japan with the
Man.
like in the
Yeah,
men's
they-
World Cup.
They kept the ball on
The
like
ball.
0.0.
Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
That was insane.
Basically,
The whole field comparison.
so a player they
Yeah, Matoma.
basically I think they almost kicked out the ball, but then the referee had to they questioned VAR and everything, and there was about 5 or 6 camera angles that they were very confused on. So the ball, they were trying to debate whether the ball was in or out, whether it was over the line or not. But obviously from different camera angles, there's different shots. But the referee ruled it in, and Japan scored,
It's
and they won
amazing.
that
But
game.
it was though. He made the right call.
Yeah, Japan won the first game, then they lost the second, and the third one was a must-win. And they were losing 1-0, and then the ball was on the line, and it stayed in by 0.003 millimeters.
Germany, no?
And then they ended up winning that game, and they went through, and it was like a big.
Yeah,
That's so
insane.
funny. I feel like, with football, especially when it's like knockouts,
Yeah.
it's either the best day of someone's
Yeah,
life
it-
or the worst day of their
Yeah.
life.
It's like there's so much emotion on that
Yeah.
one game of football.
That one Netherlands game was like the biggest.
really aggressive.
I don't know if you guys remember, like where I don't know. It went to extra time, no?
Yeah, Netherlands versus
Argentina.
Argentina.
Yeah.
Red card, yellow card,
Yeah,
yellow
yeah,
card.
Then that was it the free kick?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching that live and I was like, yes, this is not real.
Yeah. Have you guys been keeping up with like the highlights of the Women's World Cup?
Yeah, no, the goals have been straight bangers.
Yeah.
That one girl, I don't remember her name,
Like
sorry.
Panama scored one walk. They scored a goal. Their first ever one. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was literally amazing.
That one girl, have you seen her? Like she was on the left wing and then she cut in between 2 players.
For what team?
I can't remember what team it was. I need to look into that. But
Yeah.
it was just such a goal. I was just like, no way. Like, that's like a once in a career type of goal. Like the way it's set up as well. Yeah, I was like, that's world class.
Is it like a superhero film when they just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
People look so like
Literally.
wow.
The speed is insane. Like I think I'd get winded if I ran half the pitch. I'd be like,
Yeah,
But they're
being
insane.
footballer seems really hard.
The way they practice.
To run
their
from light to
stamina.
What do you think of the France?
Oh yeah, have you seen the French advert?
No.
We need to show it to you. We showed Zach
Yeah.
earlier. It's so cool.
Basically,
No, do you want to tell it? Do you want to see it or
I mean,
to explain it?
Oh, we could watch it afterwards.
If you watch after.
Yes.
If you guys listening or watching, if you haven't seen it,
You need to go
Watch it.
Yeah,
It
seriously.
is so cool.
Is it like shade towards everyone else?
No, basically, it was women's
No.
football, but they replaced the women's football with like men.
Aww.
And then like after, like
okay.
so everyone thinks, this is amazing, and then halfway through they showed that it was actually a women's football.
They edited literally.
Like
Yeah.
they edited the women's football, like the women's football, and instead of like showing the goals, they put men on top of it. So people are like, oh, these guys scored good
These
goals.
guys were the women playing.
Oh, and then after they showed that it was actually all the women.
Yeah, it's a
Basically
really
to show
cool
that
advert.
The quality is like, you know.
The quality is
judge-
just as
judge-
good as
Yeah.
Yeah.
like and it's like
What did they say? Allez le bleu.
Allez, bleu.
le bleu.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
So I never got to hear everyone else's. I heard that you said it's like chicken.
Oh yeah, it's your bro.
Do you know
Ooh.
what's yours?
Oh, my one that I'd be very annoyed that.
Yeah, like it will break your heart if it got closed down.
I can't like, you guys are gonna think this is basic, yeah, but it's just like it has everything inside it. It's Tesco.
So
Tesco.
It's Tesco.
Tesco.
Okay.
Tesco's so British.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know you gotta keep to your roots.
Okay, wait, Zahra and Jimo, take out supermarkets, just do any other shop.
Really?
Yeah, because I want to see what they do if there was no supermarkets. Because
Yeah.
supermarkets are like a given.
Supermarkets, it's a whole other ball game.
Yeah, it's just like everything you need is there. So
Oh,
Okay.
I know.
it's like a cheat code.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd say Primark then. White teas,
Primark
white
is a
teas.
good one.
Oh, like a necessity. man.
Primark.
Primark is actually amazing.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
You got to be there.
I'm trying to think of like a British brand.
I've got one.
Yeah, go on.
Greg's.
Greg's.
Greg's,
I
okay.
would be so sad if Greg's closed down.
I don't want to be like edgy or something, but I feel like Greg's is so overrated. It just
As a
Do you
former
like-
Greg's employee,
Really? You
Yeah.
worked at Greg's?
I worked my first ever job. That's why I'm forever indebted to Greg's.
Hey, that's bias basically.
she can't
No,
say it with
honestly, like I just learned so much of the food. I love the food.
Oh.
It's just
Have you
not-
ever had what are they called? I forgot the name of it. A Belgian bun from Greg's.
Never.
No,
So
what is
nice.
that?
You might
It's
put me on it to go
basically
check it out,
like- I don't know. It's like a bun with raisins in it.
Oh, you lost me there.
Loads of thick icing. And like a little what's that thing called?
Like a cherry?
Cherry, yeah.
is it like this and there's like the ice on top of the
Yeah,
cherry?
or like a Tottenham cake.
A Tottenham cake,
cakes
that's
are
really
nice.
Tottenham cake.
Yeah, it's a
What's
Tottenham.
that?
It's basically just like a cake with pink ice on
Yeah.
top.
Oh.
Only thing is, it gets like after you have it, it gets like stuck in your throat.
Mhm.
Okay,
It's
I'm
like-
an
like
Arsenal
a dry
fan,
cake.
so
Yeah, I'm an Arsenal fan, but I had to concede because it was a very nice cake.
Even the vegan sausage roll.
yeah,
But it just looks so off-putting.
it's really
It's
flaky.
really nice with a bit of ketchup. Oh, it's amazing.
I don't get none of this stuff. I just get a cheese and onion pasty or yum yums and that's it.
I love a yum yum,
I don't
Yeah,
like
especially when they're warm.
They're a necessity.
Oof.
Right?
Yeah. You know Greg's do this thing now where you can get yum yums and like warm it up and then put it in like a dip.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's
It'll be
very
like,
nice.
What do you even
Your
dip it?
teeth.
That's
I don't know,
diabetes.
something sweet, I'm guessing. Yeah, I don't like yum yums anymore because when I was younger, my mum would always buy it. To the point where now it makes me a bit sick.
oh.
It's like the opposite of Pavlov.
Classical conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
Basically,
Yeah.
you're taught something by associating with something else,
Yeah,
and there's like 4 steps.
like a dog and a whistle.
Yeah. The best example is a dog, his food, and a bell. So at the start, when the dog would be called, it would salivate because there was food there, and then over time it would learn to salivate instead of at the food
At
when
the
you
bell.
ring the bell. Yeah.
Have you
Yeah,
guys,
that's
have you guys seen that?
Sick.
Yeah, have you guys seen the episode of The Office? Okay, so there's like at the beginning episode of The Office where Jim and Dwight, basically Jim and Dwight are working, yeah, and Jim every single morning he like clicks on the computer and it like makes a sound, and then he would offer Dwight a piece of gum.
Yeah.
He would click it every day for like I think like 2 months maybe. Every day, click it. Dwight, would you like some gum? Dwight, would you like some gum? Dwight, would you like... And then Dwight heard it one day and he was offered no gum and he just goes, like, my mouth is like salivating, and he was so confused. And Dwight's like, what's wrong with you? I mean, Jim was like, what's wrong with you? Like, why do you have your hand out?
Yeah.
Why are you sticking it out for? It's like, do you need something? Do you need help? I love the pranks that they do in The Office. That's the best bit.
I've seen one episode of my entire lifetime.
Probably
I feel like
like
it's-
half an episode.
There's two
Never seen
versions.
the opposite of the episode of The Office.
I've only seen one, and it was like one of the first few episodes I think, and that was it. I know there's 2 sides, like the US or UK or something.
The UK
Yeah,
apparently
UK.
was awful.
Which one do you think? about?
Actually,
The UK's the original version.
Is it?
okay,
Yeah.
this is actually something that bothers me. Maybe this is a bit loyalist or whatever, but this is really, really pessy. I get bothered when people call it like Love Island UK or Shameless UK or The Office UK. It's the UK did it first.
Yeah, it should be
It
US.
should just be it should be US. But I mean, I understand. I think the Office US has a bigger
They did it better.
audience.
They do it better. I mean,
Do
I've never, I know of The Office UK, but I've never, I mean, The Office.
Yeah, Ricky Gervais made it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I like Ricky Gervais. He's funny. I can't lie.
He's
He's a very
He's
interesting
interesting.
character.
Yeah, there's
That's
the
the
one
best.
show. What's
What is
it?
it?
Yeah, he's funny. He's like uncensored, you know.
Oh, at the Golden Globes when he calls everyone out.
Yeah,
That was
very
crazy.
interesting.
That was insane.
He's
Yeah, literally.
he's him.
He's-
That's just the best way to describe him. He's Ricky.
He is Ricky Gervais.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
Mm-hmm.
Realized, I don't know if you guys know the show. Yeah, it's technically based in like Heathrow Airport, I think. So do you know Comply with Me?
I've heard of it.
It's got those people from that show, Little Britain, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that
Come
guy.
Fly With Me is probably the funniest like London-based
It's like
show.
loads of skits.
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's basically about it was just like a funny 2010. You know, David Williams. David Williams.
Yeah.
as well.
I forget he did like comedy before. I think of him as like a kid's author.
Yeah, he's funny. Before he changed.
He was a kid's author.
Yeah, he's a kid's
yeah.
author.
David
you know,
Williams,
like-
Oh, he
I
did
didn't-
Gangs
I
of
would not
Granny.
think
Yeah,
that.
Gangster Granny, it's David Williams.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his books are amazing.
Mhm.
And then there's Mr. Stink, the guy who sold
Stink, yeah.
burgers from
Yeah.
his van.
Don't remember that.
You
Okay.
do?
What's your favorite? Okay, then what's your favorite book about the UK or like based in the UK?
Would Harry Potter count?
Yeah, Harry Potter
Yeah.
counts.
And then probably Harry Potter then.
Yeah.
That's
I'm,
the biggest
I'm
one.
an avid book reader, but like the books of Harry Potter, like before I even watched the movies, the books were just
Yeah, ended up reading.
J.K.
it.
Rowling.
It's amazing.
I don't know what kind of zone she was in before she started writing them.
She was in
But
the
yeah.
She got a quill, man.
It's like-
She was
I don't know.
writing when she was on fire.
No, but how can you think of this stuff like flipping like you know a train station where you can go into it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the best thing about, I think, being a fictional author. You can literally make a whole new world.
Like,
Mhm.
yeah.
I'm gonna be so real. I feel like in my house, especially, there was a divide. Like my older siblings, they were Harry Potter. The younger ones, Percy Jackson. Percy Jackson.
Such a big
I'm even wearing blue today. Like
Wow.
I love Percy Jackson so much. There's even a show coming out. You guys, you don't get it. Like I love Percy Jackson.
Really? My favourite one author was actually Mallory Blackman growing up.
Mallory
She went to my
Blackman.
school as well.
Mallory
Casual
Blackman,
Yeah,
really?
Casual Flex, yeah, she went
Is
to my
that
school.
Noughts and Crosses?
Yeah.
Huh?
Noughts and Crosses was like
Yeah,
a
Noughts and
classic.
Crosses.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't finish it though.
Life said.
I got through half.
Is
of
that
it, I
Pig
was
Heart
confused.
Boy as well?
Yeah.
That's book so sad.
Yeah.
hmm
They made a show into it as well. I think I watched
Really?
it years
Oh,
ago.
she went to your school. That's a flex, you know.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, what's your favorite author?
What's my favourite author? But
But you love her books.
London, UK author. Yeah, I mean, yeah, growing up, yes.
hmm
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
literally like that's something you like, you know, you tell like as a
It's like a party trick.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like something you tell.
Yeah, imagine we're at a party like, yo, you know Noughts and Crosses. She went to my school.
Noughts and Crosses. I used to think
Noughts and Crosses.
Yeah, because they don't understand it. You'll be like, yo, yeah, she went to my school.
they'll probably think, what the hell are you on about? Like you
They're
good?
like, why are you telling me this? Like, good to know.
I feel like we're talking about creativity. I feel like we're talking about this, that. How do you think like creativity in London, especially for like kids, has changed and shifted? For like, because you work with BAME kids, how do you think they're being more let into creative outlets and
You
aspects?
know what? I think, I definitely think there's a lot of opportunity. There's so many avenues for young people to get into creatively. There's things like the Creative Mentor Network, which are amazing. They literally connect. I think I talked to you about that before, right? They connect you with mentors in any industry you want to get into. I feel like the thing with creativity and creative industries is that it's something that I feel like you need a lot of support in. You know, not the typical avenue or role or way.
The last cohort also did that, you know, with the apprenticeships when they met around and they networked with different people in different fields.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really like it helped a lot of people. Like, cause I know some of the people that went, and I was speaking to them. They said like they were looking into it. They stayed in contact with a couple people, like you know, to give out and for advice on their personal statements.
Yeah. I'll just give the people some context.
Oh, basically, it's really basic, but basically the last cohort.
He said it's not basic.
Is it really
the last
basic?
cohort of Leading Be Led basically decided to bring out some people from different fields. So There was one that's works in the legal side for like environmentalists. There's someone who wrote a book. There's someone who was into cloud computing, and these different fields, these different people, they were giving out advice to the youth and like the kids that came over for the event. And it was like a nice event. They had a little Kahoot. They had like a little discussion. Yeah, even the owner of McTreats came.
Yeah,
so, like,
that's nice. They brought snacks. They brought desserts.
Yeah.
Why did I not get told about this day?
I don't know. Where were you?
Should I know? See, you have to be.
What should have brought you? You
I
came.
fumbled.
Me, I found out like last minute, but yeah, it's fine though. I'm glad I went because like I learned from it, but you know what I'm trying to say. So it's like that was a way.
Yeah.
Which we were like describing the mentors.
Yeah. So basically, it was a social action campaign.
Yeah.
So one of the main things that the group realised from doing the workshops, what we do in the workshop sessions, you guys have done it before, is you'd be asked, what do you think young people should voice? Like, what is it that young people need in society? Maybe in London, growing up in your area, like what do you think young people need? What is missing, and how can we kind of create a change for that? And the last group, they said, well, we don't really have access to mentors. Like, I wouldn't know who to speak to if I want to get into a certain field. So they decided to do their social action campaign on connecting people with mentors, and also having them ask questions, networking, just also those, maybe if you don't know what you want to get into, but you want to like learn stuff. They literally just got to connect with them. Yeah, treats bought their treats. And then we had a panel discussion. So we asked people loads of questions, asked them about their own leadership stories, how they got to where they went to. That was really nice. But circling back to the creative question, I think there is definitely a lot more available for young people now. And I think the good thing is now that there's a lot of training workshops, there's a lot of there's a lot of connection to people. There's also things like apprenticeships. If you want to get into those, there's so many creative internships. And I realise, especially in the creative field, if you want to connect with someone or get experience, literally anyone's happy to give you experience. Anyone. And it's nice because you kind of get to kind of figure out your own. If you don't want to get into creative full time as a creative, maybe not. But if you want to get some work experience, on the side, maybe you find out you've got a passion for, I don't know, film, music,
podcasting,
right? Well,
yeah.
But yeah, no, I think there is a lot available for people now. I think maybe before there wasn't a lot, but I think for me as someone who's trying to keep tabs on what's happening in the area, there is a lot. There's literally there's theatres everywhere. There's so many under 25 free places you can go to. Like you can, for instance, you know the BFI, this British Film Institute. You can literally get cheap tickets if you're under 25. Just sign up.
Yeah.
You can get under 25 discounts for loads of museums, exhibitions, theatre shows. There's so much you can do, and there's so many opportunities and experiences available to people. I just think the main thing is to kind of figure out where to begin. Okay,
yeah, guys. So this is the quiz. Last week, Sahra beat me, so she has 1 point to her name. I have 0, and Jibril is a questioner. Yasmin's gonna be our guest for this, and she gets the answer too. Yeah. Have you guys got buzzer sounds?
Oh, I'm gonna make a buzzer sound, innit?
Yeah.
Bleep.
Okay.
It sounds like I'm swearing every time I do. Bleep.
Okay, that's cool.
I don't know.
Okay, so what's the sound?
Bleep.
We sound like farm animals.
Oh, McDonald had a farm.
Go on.
Thank you. Okay, question 1. Where is the Women's World Cup being held?
Bleep. Australia, New Zealand.
Point 1 to Zahra. Okay. Question 2. Most expensive borough to live in?
Bleep.
City of London.
Wrong.
Chelsea.
Correct.
Yes.
2 points.
I don't think people live in City of London.
Yeah.
Okay. Question 3. This, if any of you guys get it, the first bus line from where to where?
The first what?
Bus line.
Bus line.
Bus line.
Yeah, no,
as
bus line.
As in bus line.
Yeah,
It's called number 1. The bus is 1.
Yeah, and went from what place to what place?
What? Give us
No, it's like it didn't
It's
say
called
what it didn't. Yeah, it's called one. But it's,
Oh, where'd it go from?
yeah, where they go from and where. Okay,
The closest answer.
okay.
Right?
I'll say where. Okay, a hint. Where it ends is something that you would put your money in, or let's say like, yeah, you would put your money in that thing, and you would have like a card to use.
Nice the card.
No,
I forgot card.
no, like
Okay.
you guys
Bank,
pay,
like
you
the
pay money.
bank?
Is a money is a card that has money in it.
Like a rail? Like what?
What?
Like a rail card? Like
Wait,
a
It's just a card that you guys have money in.
Mayfair.
You're thinking too hard. There's nothing to do with buses.
bank?
Yeah. So
Oh
that's
yeah,
that's where it
bank.
ends.
Waterloo.
That's where it ends.
Waterloo.
Oh, it ends in bank.
Yeah, it ends
Ends
in
in bank.
And
Where
then-
does it start?
where it starts.
I do not know
Yeah,
geography. It's
Okay,
terrible.
I'll give you. I'm pretty sure there's a bear called this.
A bear.
Yeah.
What?
Grizzly bear, white bear, polar
it's
bear.
like a fictional bear.
We need.
Paddington.
Yeah. And it's
Oh, that
in
was a good one.
1892. So
Wow.
Okay.
Ask
No,
it.
no. She can take the point.
My point doesn't count because I'm not really in your quiz. You know.
There's no way that I was ever getting that.
Yeah, there's no way. That was
No,
so
no, no.
No,
confused.
I was thinking Waterloo and back. So now there's a Waterloo and City Line.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's only two stops that goes from Waterloo and back. So I was thinking, okay, maybe that's.
So you see.
Yeah. No, you gave that to all of us. I say do another one.
That was a team effort.
Okay.
That was a bleep.
We can all get like half,
Okay.
third.
What's the most busy train station?
This is.
Bleep.
I said this first.
Okay.
King's Cross is in Paris.
Yeah.
Nope.
What?
Huh?
Paddington?
Also,
No.
King's Cross and St Pancras, they're two different stations.
Oh, okay. King's Cross.
No.
Uh,
And it's.
this is
Yeah.
Bank.
Nope.
Waterloo.
Oh, really? It's Waterloo.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say it.
Wait,
What's
was
that?
it
There's a
tube
song.
or just a regular train station?
Waterloo
just
is
train
everything
station.
though.
Ah.
That's everything.
Waterloo.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Right?
sure. Yeah, most trains end up doing.
Waterloo's got a lot of lines.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's why it's the most. Okay.
It's got so many lines.
Also that song.
I'm just realising right now.
It doesn't have that song.
Ah.
Who made that song? ABBA?
What song?
Waterloo. Do, do, do,
Oh
do,
yeah,
do.
it's ABBA.
But I think like get that
Who's
from.
that?
Yeah.
ABBA, the band.
The band.
What's that?
You
What?
can dance,
You can drive, having the time of your life. They
That was
Nah.
a Queen?
Mamma Mia?
Yeah.
Nah.
Here I go again.
Mama.
Oh,
just
Wait,
nah,
promise
I'm
me.
not the only one. Am I the only one?
You know that song is Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again.
What's that?
You don't know that song?
You don't know Mamma Mia? It's okay, we'll
The
teach
show,
you.
the show.
No, the movie, it's a movie.
The actual song. I never had anyone
I
sing
think I've
it.
heard of
Mamma Mia is
Yeah.
a movie.
Yeah.
ABBA, their songs were the soundtrack of the film. So
Yeah.
Oh, I've
it's
never
a
watched the
musical,
movie,
So
though.
they
Yeah.
did covers of the ABBA songs.
Okay, so I've never watched the movie, so I
Yeah,
wouldn't know.
ABBA's a band in the 70s, so it's okay.
Yeah.
So they're really popular though.
You guys had me thinking that this was something that you had to know. Like.
No. I mean, kind of, but nah.
Yeah.
Mm. Next question. Go on.
Okay. Which line is the most busiest?
Line.
Bleep.
You know?
I won't give it to you guys.
This is-
No, go
I'll
on.
go
You
up.
said you did it
The
first.
busiest line.
Yeah.
Like train line, right?
Yeah.
Ooh. Central line.
Wrong.
Oh, that
I know
was
this one,
my
I know this
guess.
one, I think I know this one. This is,
Yeah, go on.
Bakerloo.
No.
You're joking.
No. I mean this one called
Okay,
me, but
bleep. Piccadilly?
no. This one called me so off guard.
This is, what's that one line? District.
No.
I would say, is it busy as in like?
It's the busiest in like terms of travel. It's used for travel the most.
Ooh.
But doesn't. I thought this one would go to Heathrow,
What
that's
is
why I
that?
said it.
What's called? How
No.
was? Oh, damn.
No, Hamilton. No.
DLR.
No. I couldn't believe it.
Nah, kill with this.
It's so.
Northern line.
No. It's not like one of the weird ones here.
Jubilee.
No. You,
It's not. I know it's
The
not.
overground.
no.
I'm so confused. I have no clue right now.
I'm just gonna start guessing. I can't lie.
Yeah.
Give up.
No.
What are the lines? Like
It's that
circle?
one, yeah.
No, it's not that.
Do you see Hamilton City?
Yeah.
Victoria line.
No.
Elizabeth?
Yeah.
You're
Oh,
joking.
wow.
Yeah. I thought of it. I said no way.
Yeah.
It's been up.
Yeah. It's the most busiest.
That
Yeah.
does make the most sense.
Because it goes from east, right?
I'm actually-
Yeah, and it's
Ah.
close to all the main stops.
I'm using this one.
Wait. Is it 3-1 or 3-0?
Yes.
I think it's 3-1. No.
Listen, no. You got your.
There's time for a comeback.
No.
Yeah. Wait, how many questions more are there?
There's only one more question.
We can make this one worth 1,000 points.
Yeah.
1,000.
You can, yeah, you can. But you can be back in the game.
I didn't get this.
Sorry.
Guys.
I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Okay, fine.
Let's take that out, man.
Okay.
Go on.
How many people use a tube per day?
Bleep. 500,000.
More.
Yeah, and it was such a small number.
More?
I thought it was such a small number.
Yeah.
800,000.
Or way more.
Ooh. 2 million.
Still more.
5 million.
Correct. No, no.
should've-
No, he doesn't deserve to win.
Thanks.
So guys. He doesn't deserve to win. No.
We can do another tiebreaker then, if you really
Okay,
want
if
it.
you re-
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, wait, okay, I think any random one on the spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my days. Or you can save it for the next episode if you want.
Ooh. The mystery.
But right now, as you guys know,
No, but
I am crown champion.
No, he can't be though.
Hey, it was her rules.
Why did he say 1,000 points?
No, now I feel bad because of last episode.
No.
Sorry.
You know what we'll do next episodes?
Yeah.
You get to get double points.
Oh.
Ooh.
Joking about it.
On that note,
Yeah.
I'd like to thank you, Yasmin, for coming, for being a guest.
Thank you so much.
Thank you a lot.
Yeah.
This has actually helped us a lot.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, really.
Genuinely,
Yeah.
like, it was nice
Yeah.
talking to you.
It was nice
Mhm.
talking to you, getting your insights on London and everything, and
Yeah.
how you interact with the community. If you want to see more of us, you can follow us on TikTok and Instagram, which is Life of a Londoner.
Shout out to ATM for allowing us to be the voice for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
on that note,
We are Life of a Londoner. Goodbye.
bye.